100 Civics Questions. Quick and easy answer to pass the US Citizenship Test 2025, final part. Tag a friend in the comments who needs to study for the USCIS test. The library has become a second home to Mark and Anne. The steady hum of quiet conversations, the occasional rustling of pages, and the soft clatter of keyboards create a familiar atmosphere. This is their last study session, and Mark knows it. He sits with his notebook open, flipping through pages filled with notes. Anne watches him with a proud smile.
All right, Mark, this is it. The final round of questions. You've worked so hard and now we're in the home stretch. Feeling ready?
Honestly, yeah, I remember when we started, and this felt impossible. But now I actually feel confident.
That's what I like to hear. Same routine. I'll read the question, give you 3 choices, and you pick the right one. Then I'll explain why it's correct. Let's finish strong. Question 91. The idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution. What are these words? A. In Congress assembled. B. We the people. C. For the Union.
I'll go with B. We the people.
Correct. We the people shows that the U.S. government is based on the consent of the governed, meaning the people hold the power, not a king or dictator. It's one of the core principles of American democracy. Question 92. What movement tried to end racial discrimination? A. The Civil Rights Movement. B. The Industrial Revolution. C. The Prohibition Movement.
I'll go with A. The Civil Rights Movement.
That's right. The Civil Rights Movement, led by figures like Martin Luther King Jr., fought for equal rights for African Americans and other minorities. It resulted in major laws, like the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which banned segregation and discrimination. Question 93. We elect a U.S. representative for how many years? A. 2 years. B. 4 years. C. 6 years.
I'll go with A. 2 years.
Correct. U.S. representatives serve shorter terms than senators because the House was designed to be more responsive to the people. Frequent elections ensure that representatives stay connected to the public's needs. Question 94. What are the 2 major political parties in the United States? A. Democratic and Republican. B. Federalist and Whig. C. Libertarian and Green.
I'll go with A. Democratic and Republicans.
Exactly. The Democratic and Republican parties have dominated U.S. politics since the mid-1800s, while third parties exist. Most elected officials belong to one of these 2 major parties. Question 95. What are 2 rights in the Declaration of Independence? A. Life and liberty. B. Education and healthcare. C. Happiness and property.
I'll go with A. Life and liberty.
Correct. The Declaration of Independence states that people have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These ideas were influenced by Enlightenment thinkers like John Locke, who believed that governments should protect individual freedoms. Question 96. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? A. The President. B. The United States. C. The Supreme Court.
I'll go with B. The United States.
That's right. The Pledge of Allegiance is a promise of loyalty to the country and its democratic principles. It's often recited in schools and government ceremonies as a way of showing patriotism. Question 97. What ocean is on the east coast of the United States? A. The Pacific Ocean. B. The Atlantic Ocean. C. The Indian Ocean.
I'll go with B. The Atlantic Ocean.
Correct. The Atlantic Ocean stretches along the entire east coast of the U.S., from Maine to Florida. It was the route early European settlers took to reach America. Question 98. How old do citizens have to be to vote for president? A. 16 and older. B. 18 and older. C. 21 and older.
I'll go with B. 18 and older.
Right. The 26th Amendment, ratified in 1971, lowered the voting age from 21 to 18. This was partly due to the Vietnam War, as young people argued that if they were old enough to be drafted into the military, they should also have the right to vote. Question 99. What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? A. The military. B. The Bill of Rights. C. Checks and balances.
I'll go with C. Checks and balances.
Exactly. The system of checks and balances ensures that no one branch, executive, legislative, or judicial, has absolute power. For example, Congress can pass a law, but the president can veto it, and the Supreme Court can declare it unconstitutional. Question 100. The Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of the writers. A. John Jay. B. Thomas Jefferson. C. Benjamin Franklin.
I'll go with A. John Jay.
Correct. John Jay, along with Alexander Hamilton and James Madison, wrote the Federalist Papers to convince states to ratify the Constitution. These essays explained why the new system of government would work. All right, Mark, you've officially answered all 100 questions, but let's see if you can handle 5 more bonus questions. Ready?
Bring it on.
Question 101. What is the highest mountain in the United States? A. Mount Whitney. B. Mount McKinley Denali. C. Mount Rushmore.
I'll go with B. Mount McKinley Denali.
Correct. Denali, located in Alaska, is the tallest mountain in North America, standing at 20,310 feet. Question 102. Who was the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence? A. Thomas Jefferson. B. John Hancock. C. George Washington.
I'll go with B. John Hancock.
That's right. John Hancock's signature is the largest and most recognizable on the Declaration of Independence. Question 103. What U.S. state was the last to join the Union? A. Hawaii. B. Alaska. C. Texas.
I'll go with A. Hawaii.
Correct. Hawaii became the 50th state in 1959, just a few months after Alaska joined the Union. Question 104. What was the first capital of the United States? A. Philadelphia. B. Washington, D.C. C. New York City.
I'll go with C. New York City.
That's right. New York City was the nation's first capital before the government moved to Philadelphia and later to Washington, D.C. Question 105. What year did women get the right to vote in the U.S.? A. 1865. B. 1920. C. 1945.
I'll go with B. 1920.
Exactly. The 19th Amendment, ratified in 1920, granted women the right to vote after decades of activism by suffragists like Susan B. Anthony. Mark, you did it. 105 questions, and you nailed them.
I seriously can't believe it. I started this thinking I'd never remember half of these, and now I feel ready to take the test today.
Anne smiles as she closes the study book. The library, once a place of pressure, now feels like a space of achievement. Mark knows he's ready.